the decision of not having children consciously.
When I started out, I did not start out with the thought that I want to be child free.
Why? Like, what was that? I will not call it a trigger point, but at some point of time, you must have thought, okay, fine, now it's a conscious decision that let's not have kids.
Our 10th anniversary. But one thing that never changed was that we didn't feel incomplete.
There would be many more couples like this who have actually made this conscious choice. What about the society's expectations, the cultural pressure?
So my 24-year-old or 25-year-old self did not think that I would go down this route of not having a child consciously, knowingly, intentfully.
See, there's a mixed opinion. There are parents who are very happy, like old parents whose kids are settled, and then we see parents who have kids and they are not happy. Hi everyone, welcome to 10th episode of Unmute Yourself, where we have some real and raw conversations. And the conversation that we are going to have today is something that most of us at some point of time must have thought of, but very few talk about the same openly. And that is the decision of not having children consciously. Today we have someone with us who firmly believes in the same and actually owns that with grace and clarity. And that's Aanchal Mahajan. Hi Aanchal, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Great. So knowing your schedule and how busy you are, I will not take much of your time. So let's begin from the beginning. So this decision of yours, was it there from the start or did it evolve over a certain period of time? We would want to know that.
We are conditioned, right? As our families and what we see around us and our family ethos, we are conditioned that as you grow, you will go through different stages in life, right? Including you'll find your way through life, you will find a career, you will get married, hopefully to the right person.
Correct.
And then you will start and think about expanding your family. Then you will bring up your child/children, however many you want, give them a good life. And that was and is broadly thought to be the measure of a successful life. Especially for a woman.
Especially for a woman. I was about to come to that actually.
And a successful marital life, more importantly for a woman. I think we've gone through, as a society, we've gone through these stages where while many different things have changed and evolved and gotten better for women, this one measure of success still holds true in large cases, right?
Yeah.
In many cases. So needless to say, I come from a very a deeply traditional family with the right touch of modern ethos in it. I come from a family of educationists, so I have been brought up to think independently and be aware of who I am, what do I want, and where am I operating in, and respect tradition, but also respect my own self. So, but that does not take away from the expectations that were there. And obviously when I got married, but I think I'll take a step back to say that even my decision to get married was not something which was time bound. So it was never, oh, I'm 24, I need to get married now. Not to say that my family and extended family did not share that particular view, which is so common around us, but they were supportive and nobody forced me ever. So I chose to get married when I felt that I needed the companionship. I needed somebody to live my life and share my life with. And in the process, I also had the liberty and the flexibility and the freedom to find my own partner, which I'm very privileged to have. Right? It was a very happy and fortunate chance that my family approved of my choice. In fact, that gave me the confidence that I was on the right path. And then, of course, when I started out, I did not start out with the thought that I want to be child free.
Okay.
That was not how I started or how my partner started. I mean, we just started our marital life like most couples do. Of course, I got married into a joint family, so there were responsibilities and you are starting out your career and you're growing in your career. So all of that was happening. So having children was never the foremost priority.
Okay.
Also, the intent was to enjoy life, get to know each other, because knowing somebody and living with somebody are two different things.
Exactly.
But one thing I was always sure was I wanted to be a conscious choice whenever we want to have a child. And in that way, I'm very fortunate because I had a very supportive partner. Still do. So, thankfully.
Thankfully.
So he always held true to the notion that I am the one who's going to get the most impacted. And understandably so.
That's so important, actually, understanding that.
Right?
So, yes.
As a woman and a mother, more importantly, my life is going to change the most.
Entirely.
Right? I mean, you would know.
Correct.
And what was important was also that my in-laws, and especially my mother-in-law, I have to say here, was always also very clear that it is going to be a decision that my partner and I are going to make. And she is not going to force anything upon us.
Wow.
Now, had my father-in-law stayed with us longer than he did, it might have taken a different turn. But no, but jokes aside, he was also very, very supportive. But of course, he wanted to have a grandchild.
Yes. Okay.
I'm sure my mother-in-law wanted to have a grandchild, and my mother definitely did. And my father, of course, and my brother, and my nephew, and everybody around me,
right? Family
and my
and relatives.
friends,
Exactly.
including you.
I know. I totally agree that. Till date.
So, but yes, so when we started off, to answer your question, and this is a very long-winded way of answering your question, but but understanding the backstory, but understanding the backstory is important because these are decisions that are not lightly taken and should not be lightly taken. More importantly,
so that is why I wanted to come to that. Why? Like, what was that? I will not call it a trigger point, but at some point of time, you must have thought, okay, fine, now it's a conscious decision that let's not have kids.
Our 10th anniversary.
Okay.
Wow. So while we never really did discuss having kids, we also did not shy away from the topic. And my husband, and you know him well, he's very fond of kids. I am too, but he's more patient and he's more loving with them. And I'm, as a personality, a little different.
Different is a good word. Different is a safe word.
I love them. I like them. But I also have my own set of behaviors I expect from children, right? And he's more forgiving than I am. So, having said that, we used to have these discussions that is this the right time or is that the right time? Eventually, it came to a point where we consciously thought that we need to give ourselves a deadline. This cannot be an open decision for the rest of our lives.
Correct.
Right? So, we thought, all right, our 10th anniversary will be the right time to take a call.
Okay.
Both from the biological
point of view, very important
point of view, career point of view, life point of view, mindset point of view, right? Because you reach a certain age, you get more clarity in life. You know what you want, what you don't want. So that was our cutoff. And that's when we finally took a call. We did do a lot of discussions running up to it. But one thing that never changed was that we didn't feel incomplete. We didn't feel, even once, that we needed a third entity, in this case, with all due respect, to fill a vacuum or a gap or anything between us.
Wow.
We are both very deeply family-oriented people. We come from ethos like that, where family is always first. And so honestly, I did wrestle with myself because the weight of that expectation and that upbringing that we spoke of in the very long-winded answer was that, am I doing the right thing? And of course, we did discuss with family and everybody said, when you grow old, you will find that you missed out. And I won't lie when I say it really did pause me, because I was like, really? Because I haven't seen the future. But then I thought, who knows?
Who knows? Actually, who knows? And see, there's a mixed opinion. There are parents who are very happy, like old parents whose kids are settled, and then we see parents who have kids and they are not happy.
Yeah.
Right. So there is no surety that the kids are actually going to take care of you. You can depend on the kids, whether they'll take care of you, they'll be settled here, they'll be settled abroad. You don't know. You never know. Right. But that thing is like, what if?
What if? Yes.
Right.
And that what if is very big.
That what if is very
very big. But I have to say that I don't think any of us should have kids or plan to have kids with the expectation that they will take care of us.
Exactly.
Like, even if they have the right intentions,
Even if it's
but they may not be able to. I live here,
yeah, they're not able to. Acha, in that sense,
right?
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
want to
the
take care of
intention
my
is
father.
there, but
Yeah, he
You're
lives
not
in
able
another
to.
city. My brother is in a
Correct.
third city,
correct.
and we have these endless fights.
Wow.
Come stay with us. But we also have to acknowledge that our parents want their own space, privacy.
they
and
have
time.
their own circle.
Yes.
They know here. I mean, what are they going to do?
Exactly.
That's it. We all are busy with our own lives.
Exactly.
And for a day or two or a week, they are like very
Yeah.
happy. Everything is around. Then like okay, because everything else settles down into the routine. What about their routine?
So true.
And at this age, we are not ready to change. Right?
Sometimes
We cannot
can't,
expect
right?
them to
Yeah,
change at
yeah.
this age,
I
right?
mean, so even if kids want to live with their parents, they may not be able to because they're not in the same city where there are jobs.
Correct.
And there's so many other factors, right?
Correct.
So that was never the expectation or the factor behind deciding to have or not have children. It was plain and simple. I didn't think I was missing out on anything, or that having a child would make me feel a certain way that I'm longing for, or complete me in any way, or make my relationship better, or whatever the case may be. And when I did sit down with myself, I also realized it's a huge responsibility bringing a life into this world.
It is.
So if you're not consciously committed to the, I don't want to say
To give
the
yourself entirely,
which I think every mother does, knowingly, unknowingly.
knowingly, unknowingly.
They do
yes,
it
they
because
do.
that's
Exactly.
otherwise
Yes.
civilization would not grow. Evolution would stop, because I think
Exactly.
that is how mothers are. That
That's
is how
needed,
women
yes.
are. They will take on that nurturer role by default,
By default, it's a
Right.
default mode, yeah.
and we do that in our lives, in our careers, by default.
Correct.
So that was never a question of will I be able to do that. I think the question more was, do I want to do that?
Do I really want to do
What
that?
does that add to me? Maybe I don't have the answer to that, to be honest. Maybe it would have added something to me. Patience for sure.
Patience for sure. Loads of patience would have been it, definitely.
But let me flip it to say, I did not think I was missing out on it. And
I think that's the beauty of it. Till the time you are happy with the decision, and which is a decision, it's a joint decision, like
Yes.
yours and your partner, where the alignment is there.
very
It
important.
is not okay, fine, I have made this decision, and the other partner is like, okay, fine, if you have said so. No, he's completely aligned with the thought
Yes.
that, okay, fine, we have a life and we feel complete and whole in this.
Yeah.
I think that's this. Now the challenge here is, Achal, what sometimes happen, like there would be many more couples like this who have actually made this conscious choice. What about the society's expectations, the cultural pressure? How about that? So even if everybody is okay with that, still sometimes maybe one dialogue or something, it's like, you don't have kids now, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Maybe it might not come from a bad intention or something like that, but just so if something like that happens, and I am sure that must have happened,
Of course.
multiple times, right?
Yes.
Right? With we all friends around you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, Zaki, okay, still think about it and all that. But on a serious note, when something like this happens, does it take you back there? Okay, fine. Or it's like, no, now I'm fine. Does it take you, or does it shift something within you? Does it make you feel bad
No.
or maybe angry towards the person? That person knows, right?
No. See, first of all, there are a couple of things. One is acceptance of the fact that I live in a society where everybody feels they have the right to comment on a personal choice that
Correct.
I and my husband and as a couple we've made.
Yep, correct.
I'm aware of the social contours of where I am. So that is acceptance. And I have to live with it, right? The other part is, I don't doubt the intention of the person who's bringing this up. I never will. I just assume they're coming from a place of good intent and they are speaking from their own life experiences, and they have an opinion. Whether they should or not is a different question altogether.
Correct.
But that's fine. They have an opinion and they're sharing it with me, and I respect it, right? As long as they return the respect.
Correct.
So, and to answer your other question, does it take me back? Does it make me think? No.
Wow.
Because, like I said initially, decision to have a child and not to have a child equally cannot be taken lightly. It should be a well thought, well intentioned,
Exactly.
conscious decision. It, in my personal view, and to each their own. We also have I have seen a lot of people who brought children into the world totally unequipped to deal with it.
That's a disaster.
I would rather that you put in a conscious thought and decide to have a child or not have a child, whichever way you
That's
lean,
their call, totally.
but be intentional about it. And so when I took, and I keep saying I, but it is we, but when we took the call, it was final in that sense, but we gave ourselves the grace to say, okay, tomorrow, if we feel that, if we do realize or come to an understanding that we're missing out on something, there are really many unfortunate children in the world that we could potentially help.
Wow.
And there are kids around us, in the family, friends, and if we have to spoil someone, we can just spoil them. So
Great. So whenever you miss any of the kids, I'm readily
happy to.
happy to. Yes. Okay, fine. Go to Anshul's place. Great. But actually, are there any times, like maybe during festivals or something, when everybody is around, or some birthday parties, where you just feel a tension? Okay, fine. Because whatever said and done, family and relatives and friend, maybe when they expect, or maybe when they ask you, okay, why? Maybe the thing is, they have gone through something, some experiences which were beautiful, right? And they want you to experience the same. That yes, there are many challenges with raising kids, right? All the parents would agree. But then there are some moments in which it is like, wow.
I'm sure.
And your family would want you to experience that because they have raised you, right? And they have that experience.
Yes.
So
they're lucky to have me.
They are lucky to have you. Partner, we all are lucky to have you, touch wood. But yes.
No, so like I said, I respect the experience people are coming from and what they're sharing with us. But with all due respect, I also have experience in life that they are missing out. It's the flip side of the equation, right? So they have beautiful moments where they may feel, with the right intent, if you have a child, that is when you experience that moment, right? And I can tell you that I have moments in my life where you are not experiencing what it is to not have a child.
Wow, that's a nice one actually to think about it. Like, one can relate to it because people who have kids, they are literally waiting for the kids to move out to college, right? So I think they are looking forward to that time, and you're already living that.
Look,
so
but jokes aside, I think it also comes from a place where, and I do not say this lightly again, it also comes from a place where you need to be extremely secure in yourself and in your marriage.
Exactly.
And it needs to be extremely healthy, maybe, but it's oversimplifying it. You need to be extremely transparent, extremely open, and more importantly, you may love each other, but you also need to like each other and each other's company.
Correct.
And your own company. Because there will be times when you're alone.
That's the first rule. Yes, that's the first rule.
Right?
You need to enjoy your own company.
And not in all cases, but in some cases, I have also seen people feel, oh, if you have a child, you can solve for X problem in your relationship. I don't think it works that way. But that was a thinking where our previous generations have subscribed to, right?
Yes.
Reasonably certain that there are certain parts of society that still subscribe to it.
Yes, they do.
Again, the intent is right. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. The intent is right, but maybe the approach is not really that right.
Intent is always right, whatever path you choose.
Exactly.
But what matters is approach. As you correctly mentioned, the approach may be not right.
Maybe. So, yeah.
Great. So, one last question, actually, if you have to go back to your 24, 25-year-old self, right, what would you tell yourself? Would you reassure? Would you just ask, think again? or would you just give a high five to yourself?
Oh, wow. That's a heavy one. Only on this topic or broadly as life turned out?
Both. Actually, we can take both.
Oh, wow. Okay. So my 24-year-old or 25-year self did not think that I would go down this route of being, of not having a child.
Okay.
Consciously, knowingly, intentfully. But I will also say that I have never been somebody who's been, thankfully I have been brought up to be a very confident person
Great.
and to know myself, even if I'm confused about a lot of other things. So thankfully, I don't think I need to go back and pep talk my 24-year-old self.
Okay.
And I realize what a privilege that is.
Wow.
On the broader life, now I think my life is beautiful.
That's right.
Obviously, everybody can and would want some things to change. I probably would tell my 24-year self about certain career decisions not to take.
I was about to.
That maybe don't do this right now. But then that is also a learning experience.
Exactly.
That is also what has shaped me into what I am and who I am today.
True.
So I could have done things differently, but I like where I am.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. So, yes, that was the end of today's episode. And we hope that we answered some of your questions. And thank you, Aanchal, for sharing that part of your life so candidly with us.
You're welcome.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining in today. Those of you who agree with us, disagree, or are just curious to know more about this, you have something to think about it today. So till next episode, unmute yourself for what matters the most. Bye-bye.